and celebrate Mother's Day at the 30Boltwood, the Lord Jeffery Inn in Amherst. And today, Dino Giordano, he's the executive chef at 30Boltwood. He's here to show us one of his mother's favorite dishes. Dino, it's a pleasure to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So this dish goes back a long way in your family, right?
Yeah, every Sunday morning I woke up to this smell of meatballs, sauce, pasta, bread. It's one of my favorite memories.
And so today you're sharing it with everybody here. How do we start making these really good meatballs?
Well, it starts with the meat first. I got some meatballs already here prepared. What I do is 50% beef, 25% pork, and 25% veal. 4 eggs for a pound of meat. About a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese, salt, black pepper, and a little bit of breadcrumb. And what we got there is your finished meatball. I throw a little bit of chopped herbs in there as well. Then we get them in a hot pan. So I have here a hot pan with a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
And we're gonna get these searing.
Nice. So Mother's Day at 30Boltwood, Lord Jeffery Inn, what can people expect? What makes it different and special?
Oh, I think the property itself makes it special all by itself, and the people that work there also fill it with all sorts of enthusiasm and excitement and love. And we've got some good food too.
Yeah.
That helps. This Mother's Day we've got a little bit of a starter appetizer buffet, which got shrimp cocktail, smoked salmon that we smoke in-house. We've got a caprese salad, some quinoa salad, and a charcuterie board with all of our house-made charcuteries. Then you can order a la carte off the menu from what we've got going on for the brunch menu.
And your salads, it's getting to be that time of year because you love shopping local, and it's all about from farm to table. So finally, the markets are opening up, and you can go handpick your ingredients.
Yeah, the farmers market is right out our front door, and we can go out there and talk to the farmers and get our ingredients right from them, which is really fun. And
you can actually do it with, if you go and stay there, you can go personally with people to the market, right?
Yeah, we've got a package called the Farmers Market Package. We go to the market together, we pick out ingredients, we talk about food, we have a good time. They settle into the restaurant and have a drink or a cocktail. I cook for them a 4 or 5 course meal based on what we purchased, and it's tons of fun.
That's pretty, it's something that you don't get everywhere.
Yeah, and they get to stay in one of our great rooms. So they stay in the room, they come down, they eat, they hang out. And I have fun too, so it's good.
It must be nice for you because you're a chef, but to be able to get out and talk with the people who are making the food gives you a more personal connection to it.
It's the best way to cook. You know, you go out to the market, see what's available, you bring it back, and you come up with something on the fly. It's the most fun. It's the best way.
Now these, not on the fly, your mom's been doing this for years, so the meatballs are in the oil. What's the next step?
So once they get nice and crispy, I'm going to get them crispy on one side, flip them, get them crispy again, then we're going to add tomatoes. Here we've just got some San Marzano tomatoes, a little bit of tomato paste, not much else. We drop it in there and we let it cook.
All right.
The meatballs infuse the tomato sauce with flavor, vice versa, and we've got one heck of a meal. And let's get our pasta. These are Fusili pasta, the ones my mom used to make every Sunday.
Fusili pasta. Now, does it stay like this in the long noodles?
Yeah, so these are the long ones. A lot of times you'll see Fusilis, they're little corkscrew types. But this is the one you want. It'll hold more sauce, it'll hold more flavor. It's the best way to do it.
Now you were saying your mom did this on Sunday mornings, and it took all day. You ate it for dinner, right?
Yeah, so on Sundays we ate an early dinner around between 2 and 3. So she'd be making that before we woke up. We'd wake up, you know, go into the pot with the bread and eat some meatballs while they're still in the pot, while she was turned away, of course.
I was gonna say, or she'd slap you with a wooden spoon, I bet, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we dipped the bread that she left there for us. It was an all-day thing.
Well, Dino, how about we stop back in, check in with you in a few, you finish this up, so don't go anywhere. There's more with Dino right after this. We are back in the kitchen with Dino Giordano. He's the executive chef at 30Boltwood. We're finishing up meatballs.
Yes.
So take us through what you've been up to since we've been here last.
So once your meatballs are in the pan, they're crisping on either side, starting to create some flavor in the pan. We add our tomatoes and let that simmer. So, like I said, the meatballs will cook, the tomatoes will cook, it'll get a little bit thicker, a little bit sweeter. Meatballs release their juices, and then you're ready to go.
And then from there, we finished boiling up the pasta. And this is something I haven't seen that often. You took the meatballs out, and you're putting the pasta in the sauce. Yeah,
so we dress our pasta. It's the way my mom always did it, so it's the way I do it. I can't eat it any other way. If it's not dressed, I probably won't eat it.
Yeah, you can't just have, here's a bowl of pasta and here's a bowl of what you're eating the pasta with.
Yeah, so these particular pasta shapes will pick up a lot of that sauce and a lot of that flavor. So if you just sort of pour the pasta sauce on top, you get all the sort of liquid to drip to the bottom. So this
Exactly.
way it's all mixed in together. And
you don't have to drain the pasta.
Correct.
And you don't have to rinse it off or do anything like that. You
yeah,
just
I
put
mean,
it
you
in right
could
as
drain
is.
it if you wanted, but some of that water from the pasta that clings to it adds to the flavor of the
Really?
pasta itself. It's salty water, so it'll add a little bit more salt to your pasta, as well as thin the sauce in case you've left it on too long, which I occasionally will do.
So now, Dino, at the Lord Jeff, it's springtime, so you're getting a lot of new flavors. You don't necessarily have a new spring menu, but what you have is a menu that changes all the time based on what's out there in the markets.
Correct. We're always evolving with our plates and our ingredients. So depending on what's in the market, we'll change our menu almost on a daily basis. So
You know, it's nice for you and it's nice for everyone visiting, because if you're from around here, you can come all the time and you always expect and have something different.
yeah, and it's fun for us as cooks to change it up, so we're not doing the same thing on a daily basis over and over and over again, and you know that can become an issue.
Yeah, and it can make the food stale too, so that you're reinventing, it reinvents the food and always makes it fresh.
Exactly.
Oh, hello. Is that a big ball of ricotta right there?
That's a big ball of ricotta.
Yes.
It's like my mom would do with a big
Oh, yeah.
thing of cracked pepper.
Now, notice you don't put any pepper in there. You just finish with it.
We put a little pepper in the meatballs
Okay.
itself, in the pasta sauce, then right over the top.
Now, this is what kind of cheese you're
This
putting
is
on next?
Parmigiano Reggiano,
Ooh.
just for a little more texture and a little more salt, in case there's not enough salt in there.
I like that move you're doing with the texture too, because meatballs and pasta can get a little bit soggy, but if
Yeah.
you can bite into a piece of cheese, that's pretty
Exactly.
tasty
And
too.
then we got the bread. So once you're done with your pasta and your meatballs, you go right after with the bread.
Oh, I hear
Or
ya.
you take a meatball, slap it right on the bread, you're good to go.
I want to do all of the above. Dino, thank you so much.
Thank
It's a pleasure
you.
to have you here today. This looks so tasty. So why not spend Mother's Day in the heart of Amherst at the Lord Jeffery Inn? You can learn more about 30 Boltwood and the inn itself by visiting lordjeffreyinn.com.